Mindanao Railway kanselado dahil isang budol project. Ayun palang nangyari dito. Matagal nang pinaplano 'to, 2018 pa 'tong Mindanao Rail na 'to, eh. Si Art Tugade pa ang sekretary ng ano nun, ng, DOTR. At, ayun, a few years later, nagkaroon na tayong bagong pangulo, wala na, canceled na siya. Wala na. Hindi naman siya canceled but we're looking for other funders or pagkukuhaan ng bagong pondo para dito sa Mindanao Rail. Ito po yung sinasabi ng balita tungkol diyan. Philippines quits seeking Chinese loan for Mindanao Rail. Ayan na nga yung naganap, mga kotsero. Yan po yung in-announce kahapon ng ating DOTR. Sabi, the government is looking at new financing options for the Mindanao Railway project after it backed out from loan negotiations with China. Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista said on Wednesday. Ayan na nga. Ang sabi, moving forward, we wish to inform you that the Philippine government remains open to holding project-related discussions and technical level exchanges on any other pipeline project under Chinese funding. So, sa iba na lang daw, wag na dito. Sabi. Ay, nako. Ba't kaya? Ito kasi yung nangyari. Bautista noted that the Mindanao Railway project was in the process of design finalization. So, ano na pala to? Konti na lang, execution na. Konti na lang, no? Tapos the 83 billion peso rail project, so Riles, seeks to reduce travel time from Tagum in Davao del Norte to Digos in Davao del Sur to about an hour from 3.5 hours currently. Tapos hanggang 125,000 passengers a day ang kayang isakay dito at inaprubahan nung panahon ni Digong, no? Dapat magbubukas na siya ng 2024 to 2025. Ano nangyari? Ito ang ganap. Ito ang naganap. Nagkaroon pala ng on and off negotiations. On-off negotiations. The contract for the... iba pala to. Ito, the 83 billion Tagum Davao Digos segment of the Mindanao project failed to proceed after China was unable to submit a shortlist of contractors for its design build contract. So si China pala hindi nagsumite ng mga listahan ng kontraktor para dito sa design at sa paggawa ng design at pagtatayo ng pagpapagawa ng release. Ang sabi, in 2021, the DOF informed China Exim Bank that the submitted loan application for the railway project would be valid only until May 31, 2022 and will be automatically withdrawn if not approved in deference to the incoming Marcos administration. So yun ang sinabihan na pala ang Exim Bank ng China. Ang sabi, pag hindi na saayos ang mga detalye nitong loan nato, pupull out kami pag may bago ng Pangulo. Yun ang sinabi. Pero bago natin ipagpatuloy ang ating kwentuhan dito sa topic na ito, huwag niyo po kakalimutan na suportahan ang mga kaibigan natin sa Sendwave! Ayan, kung kayo po ay nasa US, UK, Canada, Italy, France, Spain, Ireland, and Belgium, ay pwede na po ay magpadala ng inyong mga remittances sa pamamagitan po ni Sendwave. Wala pong remittance fees yan, mga kotsero. Ang gagawin nyo lang ay i-download ang Sendwave app, gumawa kayo ng account, ilagay nyo yung bank account details dyan, at pwede na ay magpadala sa GCash, sa mga bangko at iba't ibang mga pawn shops din dito sa bansa. At kapag ginamit nyo pa rin po ang promo code na Coach Jared ay makakakuha kayo ng karagdagang $20 free credit. Kaya gamitin po si Sendwave for all of your remittance needs. So, upon assuming office on July last year, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. directed the DOTR to go back to the negotiating table and secure loan agreements for the 3 railway projects. So, pagkaupo daw ni Pangulong Bongbong, sinabihan na agad si Bautista na, uy, usapin mo na yan para okay na. Nung the following month, nung sumunod na buwan, si Bautista ay nag-announce ng kanyang unang meeting kay Juan Zillian para umpisahan na nga yung funding negotiations. Still, ito yung masaklap guys eh. Ito yung bad news dito. Simula 2018 pa to 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 4 years na. Tapos nagpalit na ng Pangulo. Okay. Yung bagong Pangulo ang sabi, sige, tuloy yan, tuloy. On the 4th year. Still, the discussion did not prosper as far as the government had expected. And only recently, PNR General Manager Jeremy Regino said they were also looking into other funding options for the South Long Haul project due to pending negotiations with China Exim Bank. So, ang cause of delay pala dito ay si China. Budol, budol, budol finds. Budol. Ang bagong potensyal na magi-invest dito, as usual, ang laging sumasalo ng mga infrastructure projects natin sa Pilipinas ay ang Japan. JICA. Baka ODA na naman to. A potential funding source is the Japan International Cooperation Agency, which is a partner of the DOTR in crafting the 30-year Rail Master Plan covering the National Capital Region, Central Luzon, and Calabarzon. Sana nga, nagawa na to kaso hindi pa rin kasi ini-execute. Imagine kapag kung sinunod lang tong Rail Master Plan na to, na ginawa ng DOTR 30 years ago. Malamang sa malamang. Mas maganda ang Pilipinas ngayon. Ito yung if I'm not mistaken, ito yung Rail Master Plan ni Makoy dati. Sayang. Iba pala to. Hindi pala to yung ginawa ni Marcos na iba palang master plan yun. Yung yata yung sa mga kalsada, yung expressway. Iba pala tong Rail Master Plan. Ito ay bagong proyekto ng ating gobyerno na in the next 30 years, ang ating railway system ay mabubuo na. Ito po yun, ayan Yan. Yun po yung sinasabi dyan. Nagkapirmahan na sila noong August 3. Yun. So, railway systems in NCR, Central Luzon, and Calabarzon muna. Yan. Para siguro papunta muna ng Bicol. Malamang sa malamang. Hanggang 2055. Anyway, mali pala ako dun. Tao lang, guys. Anyway, tuloy natin to. So, nag-pledge raw si JICA ng 300 million yen for this initiative. Ayan, dyan sa 30-year Rail Master Plan na yan. Tapos, other major projects in this sector include North-South Commuter Railway, Metro Manila Subway, and LRT1 Cavite Extension. So, yun nga. So, kinancel. Hindi pala kinancel, no? We left the negotiating table. Taray ng Pilipinas. So, tayo nang lumalaya sa negotiating table. Taray. Kasi nga, dahil may mga delaying tactics ang China. Pero naghahabol pa rin sila. Ito yung sinabi ng China. Kahapon din, no? Si Huang Xilian. Sabi niya, it wished that China and the Philippines could continue strengthening cooperation in agriculture, energy, infrastructure, etc., amongst other fields to jointly promote high-quality development in the future. Totoo ba yan? Alokohan yan. Parang yung kapag naipag-deal ka sa China, parang naipag-deal sa demonyo eh. Laging may laging merong what do you call this? Laging may plot twist. Laging may plot twist kapag si China ang kausap mo. Wala nga kasi silang good faith, guys eh. Walang good faith. Well, mga kotsero, apparently this project, itong Mindanao Rail project is part of BRI. BRI, mga kotsero, is yung Belt and Road Initiative ng China. And apparently si BRI ay may hindi magandang history. Hindi maganda yung history ni BRI, guys. Ayan, nakasulat sa Forbes. How China's Belt and Road became a global trail of trouble. Trouble pala to eh. Ayan. Bakit ba? Ano ba nangyari? Bakit puro trouble daw yan? Ito daw kasi. Today, nearly 7 years since the Belt and Road began, the story is much different. As in some markets, Chinese investment has nearly become a euphemism for wasteful spending, environmental destruction, and untenable debt. Ay, grabe naman to. Many major projects are currently strewn around the world in half-finished disrepair, and the opportunities that were sold to local populations rarely materialized. Ay, wala talagang natutuloy. Actually, totoo yan. Kasi di sa Pilipinas, mamaya ako kwento ko sa inyo. All up and down the Belt and Road, projects have been marred by delays, financial implosions, and occasionally violent outpourings of negative public sentiment. Yun. Masama ang dulot. Hindi naging maganda apparently ang Belt and Road sa mga nag-avail nito. Marami nag-a-avail niyan doon sa mga stan countries, Uzbekistan, if I'm not mistaken. Doon meron yan sa Sri Lanka. Ayun yung pinakasikat, yung sa Sri Lanka, yung death trap daw ng Sri Lanka. Yun ang pinakasikat doon. Tapos yung sa Malaysia, yung sovereign wealth fund nila, yung 1MDB yata, if I'm not mistaken. Yun. Naging naging parte ng hindi naman siya naging part ng BRI, pero yung corruption daw na nakukuha doon sa BRI, doon pinapasok. Yun ang sabi. Ito yung nakasulat yun dito eh. Yung 1MDB. If I'm not mistaken. Ito. Okay. When Belt and Road was first announced, Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak welcomed the initiative, and China quickly became the top source of FDI in Malaysia. According to the World Bank, between 2010 and 2016, nearly 36 billion was pumped into Malaysia by Chinese state-owned firms. Multiple big-ticket infrastructure projects, including East Coast Rail Link Project and a massive port city called Melaka Gateway, were started. Okay, Chinese firms bought up multiple Malaysian ports and bona fide mega projects such as the 100 billion, 250,000 plus person forest city were being built with Chinese direction and financial backing. Kaso ito na nga, 1MDB nga. Ito na naging problema. News of the 1MDB and other scandals connected with the Prime Minister came out as it was discovered that over 7.5 billion of government money had disappeared via Belt and Road projects. China had a role in trying to help the embattled Prime Minister cover evidence of financial irregularities. Ay, grabe to. By artificially inflating the costs of infrastructure projects so the excess could be available for other users. Ay, grabe. Sobrang korap pala nito ng BRI, no? Reminds us of another project that was riddled with corruption dito sa Pilipinas. Ito, yung North Luzon Railways. Sobrang ang daming naganap dito na corruption, guys. Ang dami rong kickback dito ng beneficiary nito. Hindi natin alam kung sino yung beneficiary. Pero, ang dami rong kickback nito. Matindi to, guys. In fact, sa sobrang tindi niya, nung panahon na yon, tumawag ang Senado ng investigasyon para dyan sa North Rail na yan. Senate calls for prosecution of officials behind North Rail project. 2014 yan. Oy, si Cheese Escudero, bida-bida na siya, dati pa lang. Cheese Escudero is demanding that the government sue officials behind the anomalous 2003 railways deal between the Arroyo administration and a Chinese company. A flagship project of the Arroyo administration, the 80-kilometer railroad, was to link Caloocan with an international airport in the former Clark Airfield in Pampanga. Yun. Pero ano na to, inabolish na to ni Presidente, di ba? Recently lang. Pinasara na niya to, October 22. Dahil nga hindi na tuloy-tuloy, hindi nagtutuloy-tuloy yung pag-uumpisa doon sa paggawa ng tren. So, nabaon tayo sa utang, pero walang trend na nangyari. Pangit, no? Ang swangit, guys. Ito pa yung malungkot. Ito pa yung mas malungkot dito, guys, no? Nung panahon ni Digong, maraming investment pledges galing kay China. China investment pledges jumped 2,000%. Grabe, 2,000%. Tindi. To 50.69 billion pesos in 2018. Okay. Sabi, the PSA said the foreign investments in 2018 increased to 179 billion from 105 billion in 2017. In the last quarter of 2018, foreign investments quadrupled in growth of 321.2% from 21.6 billion in the previous year. Yun, ang laki pala ng itinaas. Meron pa dito, 17,000% na itinaas ang foreign investment because of the Chinese pledges. Resulta ho yan ng Chinese pledges. So, ito yung nangako ang China na mag-i-invest kami sa bansa nyo, magtatayo tayo ng mga tulay, riles, etc. etc. O, yan yun. Tapos, mga kotsero, nakababa na lang si Digong, ano nangyari? Unfulfilled promises. Promises are meant to be broken, guys. Ito sabi. Nakakalungkot naman yun. Anyway, months into the presidency of former President Duterte, announced a foreign policy pivot to Beijing as he shored up 24 billion or 1.2 trillion pesos in funding pledges from China. Tapos meron kang big ticket projects, 26 lahat yung mga big ticket projects na yan. Kasama dyan yung Subic-Clark Railway. Okay. BGC to NAIA ng Metro Manila Bus Rapid Transit System. Okay. Smart City Projects, kasama ang Huawei, etc. etc. Ito ngayon na nangyari. Doon sa 2,000% na in-increase. Ano lang ang natupad? Ano lang ang natupad? Guys! If I'm not mistaken, mga 2-3 tulay. Ay, nakasa na yun. Ito. Ito yung pinaka-importante parte nitong article na to. The pivot has not benefited the country as touted in 2016. Walang pakinabang daw yung panliligaw natin sa China nung panahon ni Digong. Less than 5% of China's promised $24 billion in loans and investments have come to fruition. 24 na bilyon na dolyar. Pero mas mababa pa sa 5% ang napakinabangan ng Pilipino. Unfulfilled promises. Also, only a few China-funded projects have been completed or are set to be completed in 2021, such as the Binondo Intramuros Bridge and Estrella Pantaleon Bridge. Both had been hounded by controversies relating to the use of Chinese construction workers instead of Filipinos. Alam niyo po na that's unconstitutional. Bawal yan sa ating constitution. Kapag babasahin niyo po ulit, lagi ko po sinasabi to, Article 12, Section 2. Ang sinabi po dyan, kapag merong mga papasok na investment sa bansa, dapat ang gagamitin ng kumpanya ay ang mga resources ng Pilipinas at ang human resources ng Pilipinas din. Hindi ka pwede mag-import. Pero ang ginawa ng China, nag-import sila. Galing. Ang galing. Mandurugas eh. Ano sinabi Sabi pa ng NEDA natin, ito 2023 lang. NEDA Chief, China is not the Philippines' only source of investment. Bakit? Ba't niya nasabi yan? Kasi nga, hindi gumagalaw yung mga China project. China is not the only source of investment and potential funders. Of course, we would want China to be part of all of our investment and infrastructure programs, but we open the opportunities to anyone who would like to come in. Yan ang sabi. At aside from China, meron pa rin palang mga ibang bansa na gusto mamuhunan sa Pilipinas. Tulad ng Japan, Korea, at kung sino-sino pa. Or whoever can provide better terms and consent for the projects. Wala eh. Hindi natutuloy yung mga galing ng China eh. Kasi hindi naglalabas ng pera. So if we see those projects, those China-funded or projects that are promised by China to be funded, then we should open it up to other parties because we can't wait. Hindi na makakaintay. Those infrastructure programs or projects are needed. Very critical for our economic operability. Hindi naman pala kasi tumatakbo yung mga proyekto. Nangako nga ang China na aayusin daw, na mag-i-invest daw. Pinangakuan na nga kayo eh. Gusto nyo pa, tuparin niya. Pinangakuan na kayo, gusto nyo pa, tuparin niya. Sobrang effort na yan. O yan, mga pro-China dyan, pakinggan nyo yun. Diba? Kasi hindi talaga sila kaibigan. Yung Chinese Communist Party na yan. Hindi talaga sila marunong makipagkaibigan. Ang hilig lang nila mag-take over, manakop. Yan ang gusto nila. Diyan sila mahilig. Tsaka sa mga kung anumang corrupt activities meron sila. Yun, doon sila magaling. So, kaya ganyan, ang nangyari, yung Mindanao Rail, isang casualty ng pambubudol ng China sa Pilipinas. Wala na. That's it. Maghanap na tayo ng ibang funders niyan. Of course, dapat matuloy yan kasi kailangan ng kailangan ng mahusay na infrastructure network as far as transportation is concerned ng Mindanao. Actually, buong Pilipinas. Pero unahin natin sa Mindanao kasi matagal nang medyo hindi developed ng Mindanao. Unahin na natin yan. So, dahil ganun, should have been incumbent, di ba? Na, lalo na, friendly tayo sa China noon. Dapat, na medyo natutulak natin sila na, uy, ito pa rin nyo naman yung pangako nyo sa amin. Wala. Tinignan lang tayo ng China. At tinignan lang tayong ganyan. Tapos sabi, nangako sa'yo eh. Gusto mo pa, ito pa rin ko. Wala. So now, we have to look for other funders. Buti na lang, Japan is here. So si Japan na ang sasalo niyan, most probably. Si Japan na ang most probably sasalo niyan. But again, we hope na magkaroon ng magandang ending itong Mindanao Rail. Because alam niyo talaga mga Ochero, we need a better train system dito sa Pilipinas. Pag nangyari ho yan, marami pong cost ng produkto ang bababa. Bakit? Mas mura ang transportation cost mo mas mura ang logistics cost mo. So, bababa din ang consumer price. So, sana po matuloy yan. Matuloy po itong Mindanao Rail natin. So, hanggang dito na lang po tayo for today's video, mga Ochero. Huwag niyo pong kalimutan mag-like, share, and subscribe sa Coach Jared YouTube channel. At pa-follow na rin po tayo sa ating Facebook page na Coach Jared na pangalan. And I will see all of you in the next Coach Jared live or video. God bless you. See you next time. Bye!